The Power Four, a testament in college football as these guys run practically fucking everything. And one of those conferences claims the top of the pile, the SEC. No, not that goddamn government agency out of Washington. I mean the Southeastern Conference. A conference full of powerhouses and quirky little surprises that just annoy the shit out of people, except for fans of the SEC. I'm a logical Canadian. Welcome back to another edition of this series with Red Rubber Duckwind and Red 5478. And this is my amateur's guide on the SEC for this season. So, without further ado, how about we pop ourselves right into it. Tonight, on this preseason edition of Low Tide, we look at the Alabama Crimson Tide, who have come off yet a disappointing season. 9-4 and barely missing the college football playoff to the likes of fucking SMU. Like, seriously, how the fuck do you miss out to SMU? Like, Alabama, what the fuck even happened? You guys were one of the top dogs, going 9-4 last year overall, 5-3 in the SEC, for going up for 4th. You were ranked 17th in the nation. Just everything fell the fuck apart. You lost games that you shouldn't have, and no, honestly, you probably deserve not missing the playoffs. No, honestly, you did. Kalen DeBoer is back for his second season at the coaching position, and if he wants a better fucking stint this time around, he's really gonna need to get his head out of his ass. And he did just that with recruiting the second best class in the entire country last year, bringing on 28 recruits, 5 of them 5 stars, 17 of them 4 stars. The offensive prowess of Alabama will be led by quarterback Ty Simpson, the redshirt sophomore, paired nicely with wide receiver Ryan Williams, also a sophomore. On the defense, I'm excited about Deontay Lawson, the redshirt senior linebacker, and Domani Jackson, the senior corner. Maybe Alabama will get something going, but that's all the time we have on the Low Tide. The Razorbacks last year were not very razor sharp. In fact, they were mediocre. Nothing special, but nothing brilliant either. This is an Arkansas team that was, still trying to get themselves out of a hole, and maybe they've done that this offseason, but there's still a lot to be seen from this Razorback squad. 7-6 overall last year with a conference record of 3-5. Good enough for 11th in the SEC. That's not really good at all. Sam Pittman will hopefully lead this Razorback offense into his 6th season as coach. And he has a lot of great talent with that team. He really does. He's just got to learn how to fuck to utilize it. Arkansas brought in the 30th ranked nationwide recruiting last season, with 18 commits coming on board to Arkansas, with 7 of them being 4 stars. The offense will be led by General Taylon Green, the redshirt senior quarterback, who will have a very nice sturdy weapon in the wide receiver core of Omega Blake. Yes, that is really his name. Omega Blake. I love that name, and I don't know why. Great name. On the defense, Xavier Sori, the linebacking senior, and Selman Bridges, the sophomore corner, are poised to lock down their respective positions on the field if, they don't go to complete another shit. Will they be razor sharp this year? My answer, probably not. Well, I guess you could say that Auburn really epitomizes their head coach. They were frozen last year. They were just stuck in place, they really couldn't get shit going, and it cost them everything. And it really does highlight how much they sucked, with a 5-7 overall record and a 2-6 conference record, placing him at 14th in the SEC last year. Speaking of Hugh Freeze, he will be back for his 3rd year as head coach, and I don't know how he still has a job considering he can't fucking coach that team worth dick. Oh, right. Because he can recruit really well. Bringing in the 10th best recruiting rank in the country last year, with 20 commits coming on board, one of them being a 5-star and 14 of them being 4-stars. Their offense will be led by Jackson Arnold, the sophomore quarterback, who will have a nice air raid weapon in the form of sophomore wide receiver Cam Coleman. On the defense, junior defensive end Keldrick Falk will look to make a stand on that defensive line, and sophomore safety Caleb Harris will hopefully shore up that secondary just fine. But I'm telling you one thing, they won't beat Alabama. Not the way this team's fucking going. If anything, they'll be really fucking lucky to get 500. And now that's really be nice.
Oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on with Florida? I remember years ago that this team had a lot of potential in them, and now it just seems like it's a fucking figment of their imagination. I just don't understand what the fuck went wrong with Florida. It's just like everything fell apart. Their talent fell apart at the worst time, and they just haven't had any momentum. 8-5 overall last year is not bad, but their conference record, 4-4. That got them 10th out of 16 teams in the SEC. That's not exactly good. And with Billy Napier being in his 4th season, when does that security stop? And when is a fire lit under his ass? I don't know. All I can tell you is his recruiting's at least pretty decent. 13th in the nation last year, bringing on 20 new guys, 2 of them 5-stars and 12 of them 4-stars. And hopefully sophomore quarterback DJ Lagway can help this fucking offense generate something. And at least get a decent wide receiver in the form of redshirt sophomore Eugene Wilson III. On defense, redshirt senior defensive lineman Caleb Banks and defensive lineman Tariq Sapp look to hopefully close off that defensive line and preventing the run games from doing anything. Rest assured, Florida is just not there anymore. They're a fucking shell of their former selves.
Who's that coming down the track?
Them dogs had themselves a damn good year last year. 11-3 overall, 6-2 in the conference, 2nd in the SEC regular season wise, but they were SEC champions. They were ranked 2nd overall, and oh wait, you lost to a fucking goddamn Notre Dame squad in the conference quarterfinals. Great, nice job, Georgia. Nice fucking job. You had them and you fucking squandered it. Like you nearly squandered that Georgia Tech game last year. But Kirby Smart is the fucking prodigal genius leading this team. He'll be entering season number 10 as their head coach, and all the hype right now in Athens is fucking remarkable. He had the best recruiting rank in the country last year, bringing on 30 recruits, 5 5-stars, 19 4-stars. If that's not proof that Kirby Smart's not one of the best coaches in the SEC, I don't know what is. I really don't. And that fucking offense, it's honestly terrifying. Redshirt junior quarterback Gunnar Stockton is back, and he has his favorite weapon back with him, senior tight end Oscar Delp. Maybe these guys will make the NFL after this season, but who knows. Enjoy the ride while it's there. On defense, I'm looking at defensive lineman Christian Miller and defensive lineman Elijah Griffin, who will be solid together. Them dogs.
Uh-oh.
Bordeaux, listen to me. I know you're probably not watching this, but on the very off chance that you are, how are you still a fan of Kentucky? This team is fucking terrible. They are absolutely terrible. I don't know how they're in the SEC. This team should be relegated to fucking Conference USA. That's how terrible they are. 4-8 overall last year, yeah, fine. But 1-7 in the conference and finishing 15th? Second to fucking last? Are you serious? That's an SEC caliber team? Fuck off with that. Mark Stoops is in his 13th season as head coach, but his ass ought to be on the fucking hot seat after this second season. If he doesn't do something with his team, his ass should be out. Oh wait, he can actually bring in a good amount of recruits. We'll see where they ranked. 24th in the nation. 26 recruits, 8 4-stars. Okay, that's not terrible, but it's actually really fucking bad for an SEC team. On the offense, they're led by redshirt freshman quarterback Cutter Boley, who I project will be their starting quarterback. I have no idea for sure. And he'll pair up nicely in the backfield with junior running back Dante Dowdle. On the defense, my eyes are on defensive tackle David Gusta and corner J.Q. Hardaway to hopefully shut down their key positions. Will they actually though? Probably fucking not, because it's Kentucky. Fuck's sake. After what seemingly was a step back after a lot of their high-key talents went to the NFL, LSU seems to be on the up and up again. An SEC team should be fucking terrified. This team is gonna be good this year. 9-4 overall record last year, with a 5-3 record in the conference, good enough for 5th, but that's really all they were able to muster. Brian Kelly's in his 4th season, and there are fans calling for him to be fired, but I say don't. He is still a damn good coach, and any goddamn school will be lucky to have him. He brought in the 7th best recruiting rank in the country last year, with 29 commits, one of them being a 5-star and 19 of them being 4-stars. That's not nothing. That shows you're damn good at your job when it comes to bringing in new talent. On the offense, Garrett Nussmeister is back for his redshirt senior year, and he'll pair up nicely with senior wide receiver Barry Brown as they look to form a 1-2 tandem duo. On the defense, I'm looking at linebacker slash defensive back Harold Perkins Jr., the redshirt junior, and linebacker Whit Weeks, who is also a junior, to shut down that defensive line, or in Perkins' case, the entire fucking football field. I feel confident in LSU this season, but the question really comes to how well these guys can play. I don't care if it's rivalry games or not, these guys need to play like it's the fucking national championship on the line. If they really want to get somewhere, that's where they start. Death. That's the only thing you could say about Mississippi State. Pure grade A death. This team fucking sucks. They had a 2-10 record last year, not winning a single fucking conference game, and they were dead last. And I shit on Kentucky for being a fucking Conference USA candidate. This team is a fucking FCS goddamn candidate of how shit they've been. Jeff Lebby's in his 2nd season at the coaching position, and his ass should be firmly on that hot seat, considering of how piss poor he is, both coaching and recruiting. I mean, yeah, sure, you brought in 26 recruits, with 6 of them being 4-stars for a ranking of 29th, but that don't mean shit when you can't win fucking games. Like, what do you want to do? What the fuck do you want him to do? Maybe he'll turn Blake Shapen, the redshirt senior quarterback, into fucking an NFL prospect? Maybe. And with Brendan Thompson, the senior wide receiver, there to help him out, it's possible. And with safety Isaac Smith, the sophomore, and linebacker Jalen Smith, the redshirt sophomore, there on the defensive side to try to shut down, they really need to step up this year if they want any fucking shot at making the SEC championship. But again, that's a fucking fever dream and a half. Just like Iowa being good. Well, this was a fascinating fucking surprise in the form of Ole Miss. I was not expecting them to be good. In fact, I was expecting them to, kind of be middle of the road like they usually are. But they fucking went on a tear last season. 10-3 overall, 5-3 in the conference. I mean, yeah, they were ranked 8th in the SEC, but they were ranked 11th in the fucking country. That's fucking great. Lane Kiffin's 6 seasons as head coach, and he's poised to have another great year. Yeah, he may have lost some great talent in Jackson Dart and Trey Harris to the NFL, but he's got plenty of talent still there. 21st in the nation in terms of recruiting, bringing in 22 recruits, 10 of them being 4-stars. And the offense now is being led by quarterback Austin Simmons, the redshirt sophomore, will have a reliable weapon in tight end Daquan Wright, the junior. Hopefully they're by his side throughout the whole ordeal. Now on defense, I'm looking at linebacker Suntarine Perkins, the sophomore, and linebacker Tyler Banks, the senior. But as exciting this is for the team, I must bring up something tragic. A little while ago, there was a freshman defensive lineman by the name of Corey Adams who was about to begin his freshman year with the team. Tragically, he was shot and killed in Memphis. It's so fucking upsetting, dude. He was about to begin his fucking career and he gets cut short due to this shit. I fucking hate gun violence. Rest in peace. Missouri, look at you! I like what I see. In fact, I really like what I see. A great year last year. I mean, yeah, you had a bit of an exodus in talent because they got drafted. But hey, that's not bad at all. That's not a great year. 10-3 overall, 5-3 in the conference. You guys were 9th in the SEC, and you were 22nd in the nation. That's great. That's actually great. I'm actually proud of you guys on the season you had. Elijah Drinkwitz is also coming into his 6th season as head coach, and if last year's would be indicative of anything, with the replenished talent he has around him, maybe there's a shot that old Missouri does good again. They were 20th in recruiting last year, bringing on 22 new recruits, 7 of them being 4-stars, and they even got themselves a 5-star to help themselves out. My eyes are on their offense, specifically with their new guy in quarterback, and Mr. Sam Horn, the redshirt junior. He'll have a nice, comfortable wide receiver in Kevin Coleman Jr., the senior, looking to make a fucking splash. Hopefully a case for the NFL. Meanwhile, on defense, Damon Wilson the second, the junior edge, and defensive end Zion Young, the senior, look to be fucking shut down defensive linemen. I really do feel Missouri has what it takes to hopefully be better this year, but that also depends on themselves. Do they want to get themselves over the hump, or are they going to fall behind like everybody else? I feel like Drinkwitz can do his job properly, but it's all up to the talent now. Let's see how this goes. Alright, I get it. Last season wasn't the best for you. I get it. It's a new conference, which brings about a whole new set of challenges. I get it. It's a difficult adjustment, but one that you guys are able to make. I'm confident in this team. They got all the talent. I'm sure they can make something out of it, right? I mean, yeah, 6-7 overall record with a 2-6 record in the SEC in the 13th place finish isn't the most motivating, but it's a start. I mean, it's growing pains. You're gonna get through them. With Brett Venables being there for his 4th season as head coach, there's a sense of confidence in this team. One that, you know, some people are skeptical about, and while others are really not. They were 8th in the nation last year in terms of recruiting, so that's at least something. Bringing in 28 new guys, one of them being a 5-star, and 18 of them being 4-stars. Again, that's not nothing. In fact, that's really goddamn good. With new offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle there, it should be a bit of a challenge adjusting to the new game. But if they can study enough, especially with redshirt junior quarterback John Mateer leading the charge, hopefully everything will be fine. And running back Javante Barnes, the senior, will hopefully provide some run game depth that they desperately need. Meanwhile, on the defense, I'm looking at defensive lineman R. Mason Thomas, the senior, and defensive lineman Grayson Holton, also a senior, looking to hopefully shut down that line. But Boomer Sooners gonna boomer sooner.
Nice cock.
Well, looks like somebody found their footing in the SEC. South Carolina, I mean, it's been a few years since you guys were SEC champs, and it looks like you guys might be on that trajectory again. Maybe not this year, but maybe in a couple of years' time, if everything goes according to plan. Who knows? Anything can happen. That's all I can tell you. They had a 9-4 record last year with a 5-3 record in the SEC, good enough for 6th in the conference, and even a fucking ranking in the nation with 19th overall. Not bad for Shane Beamer, who is entering his 5th season as head coach and looks to continue the upward trend for South Carolina. Speaking of upward trends, your recruiting has also been on an upward trend. 22nd in the nation last year, 16 recruits coming on board, 2 of them being 5 stars and 8 of them being 4 stars. Their offense is once again led by quarterback Lenore Sellers, the redshirt sophomore, who looks to continue his dominance from last year and take his game to the next step. And he'll have junior wide receiver Nick Harbor to do that while adjusting to a new game plan led by new offensive coordinator Mike Shula. On the defensive side, I'm looking primarily at, say, Dylan Stewart and Donovan Darwin, the edge and linebacker probably. Go Cox. When I think Tennessee, I think of the guy they used to have as quarterback literally living up to his name. Nico, I am a leaver. He did leave. He went to fucking UCLA. Well, don't worry, they did get a replacement, ironically from UCLA, but we'll talk about them in a minute. They were 10-3 last year overall, 6-2 in the conference. They were good enough for 3rd in the SEC, 9th in the nation overall, but they couldn't do fucking shit in the college football playoffs as they got their dicks chopped off by Ohio State in the first round. Josh Heupel's entering his 5th season as coach, and I swear to God, I don't think I have any confidence in him. If he can't do anything this season, his ass is grass. At least his recruiting's decent, with 14th in the nation, 21 commits coming to the school, 2 of them being 5 stars and 11 of them being 4 stars. Speaking of that quarterback from UCLA they got, enter Joey Aguilar, the senior quarterback who is hopefully looking to make a new fresh start in the SEC after coming off a turbulent performance in the Big Ten. He'll have wide receiver Braylon Staley, the redshirt freshman, back him up on the air raid. On the defense, defensive lineman Dominic Bailey and defensive lineman Bryson Easton look to make a tandem duo to shut down the run game. Well, you exceeded expectations last season. I mean, last season was your first year in the SEC, and boy did you fucking impress. 13-3 overall, 7-1 in the conference. You were regular season champs of the SEC, but you couldn't beat Georgia in the goddamn conference championship game. You were ranked 5th overall, and you lost to eventual national champions Ohio State in the semifinals of the playoff. Steve Sarkisian's entering his 5th year as head coach, and Texas is on the up and up, and they have a lot of momentum swinging their way. And that same can be said about recruiting. 6th in the nation last year, bringing on 22 new recruits, 4 of them being 5 stars, and 15 of them being 4 stars. God damn. And it is time. It is Arch time in Texas. Arch Manning is your starting quarterback, finally. And in the backfield, he'll have a veteran presence in junior running back Quintrivion Wisner. On the defense, Colin Simmons, the sophomore edge, looks to shut down that defensive line. And corner Michael Taft, the redshirt senior, is back for his final year of eligibility to shut down that secondary. Texas has a lot of momentum still, and I really do think they can make a lot of noise. Maybe they'll fucking go far, maybe not. Maybe the Longhorns will fucking pull something out of their ass, I don't know.
What's wrong with you people?
Another middle-of-the-road year for the Aggies. It seems like this is more so a reoccurring thing since Manziel left. But then again, I'm not an Aggie fan, so what the fuck do I know? Absolutely fucking nothing. Other than some shit that I had to research, I mean, yeah. 8-5 overall last year with a 5-3 conference record, good enough for 7th in the SEC. Again, middle of the road, but what can you really do about that? Mike Elko is in his 2nd season as coach, and hopefully he can light a fire under their fucking players' asses because they really need it. Just like the recruiting. 19th in the nation last year, bringing on 17 new recruits, 1 of them being a 5-star, and 15 being 4 stars. And safe to say that they do look good. Marcel Reed, the redshirt sophomore quarterback, is the new guy in charge, hoping to fucking lead the way once again, with tight end Amari Niblack, the senior, who transferred over from Texas, their arch rivals. Yeah, that's gonna be a one-up. On the defense, linebacker Torian York, the junior, looks to hopefully shut down that line, along with his buddy, defensive lineman Tyler Onyedem, the redshirt senior. There's a lot of questions surrounding A&M and how stable they are, but I think it's best left unsaid because they don't need any distractions. I mean, they already got to deal with bullshit in the UAE, but that's as far in the bullshit as I'm going. Wait a minute, Vanderbilt was actually somewhat decent last year? I mean, yeah, despite a shitty second half of the season, they came out fucking punches a flying last year. They even beat fucking Bama. That's not an easy feat when you're a fucking school like Vanderbilt. They went 7-6 overall last year with a 3-5 conference record, which is good enough, well, for 12th in the SEC. But it's not exactly a step down, it's kind of a step up for them. Clark Lea is back for his 5th season as head coach, and things could not be better in Vanderbilt land. I mean, yeah, the recruiting sucked, but that's besides the point. 40th in the nation last year, 21 commits, with 2 of them being 4 stars. It's not bad. And after winning a legal battle against the SEC and the NCAA, Diego Pavia is back for his secondary redshirt senior year at quarterback. And hopefully with grad student wide receiver Trent Hudson as his target, things should run efficiently in Vanderbilt. On the defense, corner Martel Height, the junior, and safety/linebacker Randon Fontanet, the junior, should work together very nicely to shut down the secondary, and Fontanet can even help out with the primary run game. Vanderbilt has some questions, but I feel like those questions will be answered soon. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be not, but let's see where their upward trend takes them.
And now for something completely different.
We've gone over a lot, and you've seen a lot of info over the last few days involving Red and Duck. But the SEC has this weird little tinge to it. There are so many powerhouses like in Alabama and in Georgia and in LSU and in Ole Miss, who is out of nowhere, and in Texas, Tennessee to an extent, Florida to an extent. Like this is a conference that's very power heavy all around. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have weak spots, but that's to be expected in a conference this large. But when it comes to predicting the championship game itself, this can be narrowed down to really anyone. But, in my humble and professional opinion, I will predict for the SEC championship game, Texas will face Alabama. Last year, I got this prediction correct by predicting Texas versus Georgia. Can I keep my streak up? Absolutely the fuck not. But again, I'm predicting Texas versus Alabama in the SEC championship game. And with that ends not only this video, but this also ends my portion of the college football collaboration series. So, let's just discuss a couple things and then we'll get out of here. First of all, we got 2 more videos coming out. Doug has one more on August 16th, which will be tomorrow, where he talks about the ACC plus Notre Dame. And on August 17th, Red will wrap up this series the same way he started it, but this time by talking about the Big Ten. Again, August 16th for Duck with the ACC, August 17th for Red with the Big Ten. Now, my lasting notes on this series, being that this is the second year in a row I've done it with both of these guys. You know, It's been a real honor to do it again. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys noticed that I put a little more effort when it comes to research involving every team that I've done with the American and the Mountain West / Pac-12 and now the SEC. And hopefully you guys do enjoy it. I mean, you know, and I'm glad you guys can stick around to the end to watch this part. But again, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, please do feel free to leave a like. Comment down below what you guys want to see in the future of this channel as I continue to grow. And please do subscribe, share with your friends. But until my NFL Amateurs Guide sometime next week-ish, which will be 2 parts, Je suis Canadien et logique. Thank you for joining me on this college football preview. And I will see you guys next week for some NFL stuff. Thank you guys again, and good night.
Dismiss!